Weekend starts right here. We're looking ahead to racing coming through from Quebec as we look ahead to an 8-race program, and that gets underway at 12:35. It is the start of a bumper weekend as far as local racing is concerned. We've got the top liner. It is, of course, the listed Phillies nursery, and that will be race number 7, and of course a strong hand as ever for the local champion, and that is Alan Krief, who's having a tremendous season. All right, let's get straight to our selector for this morning. Is none other than the much celebrated Nina Podesta. Nina Podesta standing by to bid us hello first, and of course give us his thoughts on race number 1. Nina, a very good morning to you. Looking forward to a very good day's racing, and that starts with the first leg of the bipod at 12:35. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Cecil. Yes, the first leg of the bipod is a work riders, and I'm always wary about this because I haven't been actually picking winners in these kind of races, but first choice has to be 11 Duchess of Seville. I don't think she was suited to the party last time out. She'll be better over the 1,000 straight, and she has an added advantage of having an ex-professional jockey on in the form of Zabu Jacobs.
Cola.
Zola,
Yeah.
Jacobs.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I've added a few. I think one mid-wicket can cause an upset here for Lunga Gila. Zichman has a very good record in these kind of races, and the jockey also, and also Hatman. So 1, 4, 10 and 11 go in for me, but for those that want to banker, I think Duchess of Seville is the one to banker.
Thank you very much, Nina. And of course, the bipod is dominated by a couple of bankers from the stable of Justin Snaith. Race 3, number 3, and race number 6, a familiar name without a question. That is race 6, number 2. Okay, hopefully those are 4 horses suggested by Nino in the first leg of the bipod will see you through to the second leg, which also sees the start of the place accumulator. We have our first of 3 scratchings, and that is number 3, Divo Mondo, who was due to debut for the stable of Sharon Kotz. Still, Sharon has a strongish presence in the race itself, but the favorite is the 2 Blown Away, and that is at evens. And then you're looking at the first timer in those familiar silks of the regiment, and of course Mr. Devon Effer. And that is a hot sauce, very well connected. And then you've got the one above the horizon from the Sharon Costin stable with Lewin Kotwa. But good to see him now back in full swing. And that is at 10 to 112s and better bar those. Right, let's talk about Blown Away, Mr. Podesta. Now, first time out beaten by a Black Cheetah. And I was looking at the card on Sunday, and Black Cheetah is looking to make it 3 from 3 favorite in race number 2. Richard gets the ride for Justin Snaith. He has a very strong hand there. He's also got Claire de Lune, who was expected to beat Black Cheetah last time out in that race. But let's talk about race number 2. And then Blown Away went and ran 4th, 5.5 lengths behind a certain Absolutely Yes, and there's been a winner come out of that. Is that a worthy favorite?
It is a worthy favourite. Brings some very strong Cape Town form. I can't see it running out of the first 3, so I've banked it in the PA. But he has the filly to beat, number 11, Hot Sauce. This filly is a well-related and a full sister to some very decent individuals. She's got a big reputation in the stable. She can run, and I'll make it between those 2, but I'm going with the 11. Camford Cliffs have been doing very well in PE. A lot of them have been winning first time out. I can name Direct Hit, Bayer Moy, and the other one of Greef as well, Original Copy, all by Camford Cliffs. This horse can run, but she has got Blown Away to beat. An absolute boat race between 2 and 11.
All right, 2 to banker, and of course the relations that Nina was alluding to as we look at the perm. It's Cape Sayerson, trained by the Azzies, is a 3-time winner up to 1,600 meters, and they fall a sibling to a certain Simply Majestic, who was last seen as far as feature is concerned, running a 4th, and that was behind a certain Just Reckless in the Grade 2 debutante on Gold Cup Day. That is 2 by banker 3 in the second leg. We'll get to that shortly. Right, pick six starts in race number 3, and if races were won on paper, then we've got a ready-made banker in that first leg of the pick six, but it's not the case. Comes in at 2, the race coming through from the Western Cape. Justin Snaith does raid at the Eastern Cape this afternoon with a very strong hand, and this is possibly the strongest of his trio. Some might say without a question. Yes, certainly past performances would suggest that. But Lady Springfield in this field plays Soccer 610 and 13 Oaks Plate over the 1800 meters. Takes a massive drop in class. Was in a listed event last time out and met a very useful sort in the form of the Dean Canamere trained Give Me Everything. Right, Mr. Podesta, is this a banker in the pick six? I see you bank it in many of our bets at the bipod and the PA so far. We've, in fact, the bipod you bank it and the PA. So the pick six, is this a banker?
Yeah, most definitely. And the only surprise I had was when I looked at the betting during the week, and I thought the bookmakers woke up in a very good mood. They were pricing this horse up at 14-10. I got stuck in, and I think this will win without raising a sweat. The form lines from Cape Town are exceptionally strong. She beat Lavender's Bay, that won again. She beat My Only Weakness, that won again, both over 1800. And the last 2 runs were against a very good horse. So I'll be very surprised if she doesn't win in the canter.
Okay, so that is confidence personified from Mr. Podesta there, bank at the 3, and that is a Lady Springfield looking to make it 3 wins from only 8 outings in what is a Oaks Plate, and a lot of them are taking a step up in class indeed when they meet the likes of Lady Springfield. Well, the first 3 races have seemed to be pretty much straightforward affairs. The race number 4 does break that mold because it is looking pretty competitive, and we've got a couple of competitive heats coming up as we progress through to the feature, which is race 7. Now, this is race 4, the first chance to get involved in a jackpot. The first jackpot starts with the merit rated 72 handicap over the 1400 meters, and we've got the 9, a Globe Tonic at 9-2, the favourite, the 4 Legal Thriller. Has been sent off as favourite the last 7 times and has yet to deliver. Is at 11-2 and bracketed at 11-2 with a 10, a God in the Wall, 9-1 and a better bar those quoted runners. Well, Mr. Podesta, you will agree. A Legal Thriller has been expensive to follow, but the day you give up on these horses is when they do come good.
Yes, Legal Thriller has been a big disappointment, and you've got to get him right on the day. He doesn't form part of my narrow selections, but I have added it into the jackpot. But I think this is one of 3 very competitive races on the card. The first choice has to be God in the Wall now with a strong tailwind. Win start to finish last time, well drawn again. Then you got Future of Energy. That a couple of kilos better off should get a bit closer to God in the Wall. But please note that Muzi Yeni gets off Future of Energy to ride the Com Naidu Raider from Durban at a big price. So that's got to be respected. And then Globe Tonic. So my first 4 choices in order would be 10 to beat 13, 9, and 2.
Okay.
But there are others. It doesn't stop there, Cecil.
And thank you very much for actually reiterating the strong tailwind we're expecting this afternoon. It is going to blow at around 42 kilometers an hour, and that is some kind of blustery wind. That is the Windy City at its best. Jackpot 1 gets underway at 2. Just backing up what Nino said, it is 2 or 3 very competitive heats, and race number 5 certainly falls into that category, and especially as exacerbated by the fact that it's a lowly Phillies and Mares 66 handicap that makes up the first leg of the second jackpot as we get into the second half of an 8-race program. But it is a weak favourites, and certainly will be interesting to see which direction Nino takes. But the 2 Greenlight Legend, that is Alan Creef and Richard Fourie, win a last time out, I think, on debut for the connections in the Eastern Cape, and that is a 29-20. The 10 Sky Velocity 15-4. It is 13-2 and a better bar those. Right, Mr. Podesta Haphazard. Let me have a look. That is your third favorite at 13-2. On the form, you would think Haphazard would have been the stable elect, but Richard obviously liked what he felt last time out when winning on that local debut, has stuck with Green Light Legend.
Winner last time, won a maiden, but the problem is that the horse that it beat is still languishing in the maiden, Gentile. So the form hasn't been frank. Cecil, with the exception of number 8, I give every other horse a chance here. A very, very open race. Even the maiden from the Justin Snaith yard, Fly Past, that could cause an upset. Very, very well bred. Chronicles of Narnia, 3-time winner. Light of Day can win. Thread of Life, I think, is better on the poly, but you can't leave it out. Green Fame can cause an upset. And Sky Velocity, my only concern is that I think the optimum trip is 1400. She's going 1600. She might just be caught out the last 200 meters. So for that reason, I would suggest to the punters to load up, put in as many as they can afford. Like I said, with the exception of number 11, I think every other's got a chance. Even a horse like Darling Harbour can cause an upset. So a very, very hard race, Cecil.
Thank you so much, Nino. But of course, with that tailwind, they might just try to use that to their advantage. That is Tara Lang and Kolani Ndlovu, Charles Ndlovu on the 10 Sky Velocity. So Nino has loaded up. He's got a banker coming up, and that's where we'll be heading to race number 6. Well, it is a Pinnacle Stakes that makes up the first leg of the last possible pick 3 on the afternoon in Quebec. We're racing at Fairview on the turf, where it is expected to be a strong tailwind that is the feature on the afternoon. A Pinnacle Stakes over the 1600 meters, well-tried sorts at the top of the boards, and none more so than the 2 without question. That is at 23-20. Our own former favorite up here on the high field, number 1, Bingwa, who's settled down well, relocated well to the Eastern Cape. That is your second favorite at 4-1. 8-1 is the 6 Sequoia, also in rude health, as has been in the province for a bit longer than Bingwa, but is certainly in a good form. May just have to go some way to beat the top 2. Let's hear what Nino has to suggest. Nino, without question.
Yeah, well, Cecil, she takes a massive drop in class here, and she's a 3-time winner, but she's won 2 of those over today's distance. So it tells me that she likes the 1600. I think she's been running against much stronger what she meets today. So that I think she's going to take a power to beat it. My only concern here is in the book. I don't see the Elamites on. I think the Elamites have been taken off, as far as I see. But I think she's going to be very hard to beat. I do make the only danger number 1, Bingwa. So for those that want to add in Bingwa, they can do so. But I'm in the camp of without question. I think she ranked a couple. The Durban July winner, Oriental Charm. I think she's going to be too good for this field.
Yes, to confirm that it is going to be in front of Alamite, Bar Shoes, and Hind. It will be Alamite. So it is front Alamite, Bar Shoes on the 2 without question. Off at 3:30 is that Pinnacle Stakes race number 6. Right, we're looking at the feature that we have constantly made reference to, and that is race number 7. It is the 2025 renewal of the East Cape Phillies Nursery. It's off at 16-10 over the 1200 meters, and it is Alan Greef with a strong hand in terms of favoritism as well as a volume of runners. One of those is the one, Another Dancer for Me, looking to make it 3 from 3. Richard Furry retains the ride, and it is the big supporters of the yard. That is Mr. PJ Moore, whose colours will be on the one, Another Dance for Me. 16-10, Nino, and then looking at the rest, this is the betting guide I had last night. 6 Music of the Night, Justin Snaith's Raider. Winner last time out, Wellness Maiden over the 1,000 meters is at 5-2. And then the 5 Instaworthy. That is the third favorite at 28-10. Gavin Smith and Gareth Wright reunite. Gareth rode on debut, and that was a win. And then there was a third, and that was in a feature at Kenilworth over the 1100 meters, not disgraced in a field of 9, finishing third at 3.5 ranks. So the top 3 in an ideal world should fight it out. Would you be putting your head down on the favorite to make it 3 from 3, Nino?
I would. I think he will do so, but I've got big respect for number 5 and 6. And if you use this horse, Wild Green, as a line horse, so there shouldn't be too much between Instaworthy and Music of the Night. They both ran at level weights behind Wild Green, and one ran 2 lengths behind, another one 3 lengths behind. But the one run was over 1,000. Now this is a 1,200 at Fairview, and I do believe that another Dawn for me is a horse to beat. I think she will love the step up to the 1,200, been by Master of My Fate, unbeaten, and a big reputation, Cecil. This horse is highly rated in the stable. So he's the one to beat, but I do have respect for Instaworthy and Music of the Night. The race won't go past those 3.
Yes, and of course the pedigree was boosted with the full sibling. That is Princess Izzy, running second in a Grade 3 event a few weeks ago. That was in the Prix Cup, and beaten by just under a half a length. So that is number 1. Another dance for me. Looking to make it 3 from 3 in what should be an exciting top liner this afternoon. The listed East Cape Phillies Nursery off at 4:10. Well, a trappy way to round off the meeting. Not only is it a massive field, that is race number 8. It's a next Fairview race meeting, Friday the 21st of March, classified. Stakes average rating 69. It's over the 1,200 meters. Now we've had a couple of changes come through. We had the scratching of the 12 Cruisador. And as a result, reserve number 119, Revelicious, comes into the race, and that will be apprentice Aitaka to ride, and that is number 19, Revilius rather, for the Jacques Stratum stable. And as far as the scratching, that is the 12 Cruisador, and as reserve number 2, Sam, the Wise Man, who was due to debut in the province since relocated from Robin Clausen's, has been omitted due to being surplus to demand. Right, Nino, give us a nice swinger, or give us a nice quartet to round off the afternoon. And I know 6 Coastal Path you cannot omit in this particular race.
Yeah, Cecil, another very big fielded race, and very competitive. I had a little nibble on the horse called Sound of the Sea during the week. I saw the 20-1 in the betting, so I took some of that, but I see there's been big money for it, so I think the value is gone. But I do believe that with Muzieni, this is going to be a big runner. You got Coastal Path, all the form. Champanel was very unlucky last time, and then Smashing. So I would suggest a nice quartet, 4, and also the return of Shadley Fortune to the saddle. And even though I do respect Con Naidu's Raiders, he hasn't ridden for a very long time. I think he's going to probably need some time to get back into the groove here. So I'm in the camp of number 4 here. Sound of the Sea was 20-1, big money for it. I don't know if it's stable money or not, but I thought that would run a big race. I respect Coastal Path, Champanel, and Smashing. And the horse, don't leave out in the quartet, is number 10, Sweet and True.
Just talking about strikes, I see Barcelona. That's number 9 from the Jacques Stratum stable. 75-1 was shortened into 28-1 last night, and I see 28-1 has been shortened into 20-1. This is the sort of betting movement that you can associate with Jacques Stratum. Don't leave out of your trifectas and quartets. That was Nino and his Force for February.